Speaking of people who look like they're made to be a TV star, Big Cass popped up at one of your shows. And
Yeah, buddy, brought him
boy,
back.
Lariato Pro, he looked like $1,000,000. Boy, did he look great. And I reached out to you about it. I could tell how proud you were of
Very proud of him.
of him. And it seems like he's come a long way. How has he been? And how was the process of even getting that to happen? Because he had been out for a while.
He and I I've stayed in touch with him with everything that was going on with him, as my alarm goes off again for the 15th time. I've been in touch with him, checking in on him and stuff like that over time, because he's a young guy. He's a big, talented guy. And he just got in a little over his head in that system. I think it was a little bit much for him to handle. So he needed to focus on his recovery and all that, which he did a great job of. And I just said, listen, there's always an open door with me. There's never going to be any pressure here. Come hang out at one of my shows, see what you think. And one day, I don't know, 3 months ago, he came down to my house in Atlanta. He had been in town doing some DDPY stuff. And he came down to the house and we grilled out and we hung out. And I said, hey man, if you get the bug, it's out there. You look great. And then I got a random text from him maybe 3 weeks later saying, I'd really like to come to one of your shows and see if I still love doing this. And I said, the promoter in me thought, damn it, I want to announce him to sell more tickets. But he wanted to be a surprise and do it. And it was great. The huge reaction for him, looked amazing, did wonderful. We just, the 26th and 27th of March, I did a double shot weekend in North Georgia and South Georgia. We had him back. People loved seeing him, line wrapped around the building for him. So it was really positive. And I think that it was a good way for him to step back into it, get his feet wet, not have a lot of pressure. I put him with guys that I knew would be good for him in that role, but I was just so proud of him, man, because for him to step out of wrestling and never come back in his young 30s like that, because he took a misstep, would have been a real shame. So I'm happy for him and I'm proud of him, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Did he seem like he wanted to do more?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. And I mean, I obviously you're bridging a lot of gaps. Have you had anybody from AEW Impact be like, "Hey, what do you think? Would he be a suit here?"
I have touted him to all my friends in the higher places that make those decisions, because you can't see the guy and not ask the question.
Sure.
I mean, he's almost 7 feet tall. He's got 6-pack abs. He's a good looking kid. Like, so it's out there. Well, he's got to land somewhere if he wants to do it, whether it be back to WWE, which I don't know if that door is fully closed, or an AEW or an Impact, or hell, even Japan, a guy like with size like that, that could really benefit him too. So I don't know where it'll be, but I think it has to happen for sure.
I mean, it seemed like ROH, I mean, obviously ROH was interested at what would be considered their most problematic time. So I would imagine,
right.
Since, I mean, I don't hear bad things about Enzo anymore. I don't hear bad things about Cass anymore. It seems like you guys deal with them pretty easily. Like, you all don't have any issues with dealing with them. Yeah,
no, we never did. They came out of NXT and that was the only place that they'd ever been before. So they had a mentality to them, but once you get them in there and reeled them in a little bit, like, we had fun working with them, and they were a hot act. And that, I remember when we first came back and it was like us and AJ, and I think we worked them and Cena on a pay-per-view. And like, at the time, I mean, there were Enzo and Cash shirts everywhere. Everybody knew the saying. They were a hot act. So, it'll be interesting to see will they pop back up as a team somewhere? I don't know. Will they do single stuff? Is Enzo going to become a rapper? We never know. So he's a bit of a wild card.